Culture and Conversations family, this is the Sit Down, episode 4, also known as my small talk episode for Culture and Conversations with the Simmons. Now we've got both of the Simmons on the podcast. We got Torrance Ray Simmons on the left, and we got the lovely Erica Simmons on the right.
Oh, I was supposed to say something.
I thought you were going to introduce yourself, man.
Oh, my bad. What's going on?
Hey, what's good,
Y'all
man?
know I ain't got good sense.
So, yeah, we still had all the video equipment set up.
Okay.
So we didn't want to just like turn it all off because packing all this stuff up is it takes a while to pack it all up.
Right.
And so and we got cheesecake. At least two of us got cheesecake.
Okay, so in my defense, you don't put cheesecake in front of a fat kid and expect him to wait.
So okay, that's fair. So
I'm the president of the Fat Kids Club.
okay, okay. Yeah, I'm the vice president.
Okay.
I got told I look like Faison Love the other day. Broke my heart.
Oh,
I ain't got. I mean, Faison be wilding.
What did they look like? Who did they look like?
Uh-oh.
See, yeah, that's a good question. I had to.
Don't do that.
See,
Don't do that.
Yeah, we're gonna change the subject because I felt I like that smoke, Erica. I do. I wanted to give them smoke, but I'm kind of cool with them, so I had to let that ride.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying, but we could have went there. We almost did. We almost did. Oh man, so we're sitting up here finishing up. We had dinner in between, and we eating cheesecake and all that good stuff. So y'all, is cheesecake good?
I'm gonna really try not to talk with my mouth full the entire interview.
Okay, but is the cheesecake good?
My goodness, yes.
It's all right. I need another piece to figure it out.
I can agree with that.
We're gonna have to let him dip out and go get a piece. So this is hot, warm Oreo cheesecake that I made from scratch.
All right, it's warm right now because I've had it hot. Shout out to DJ Food and Drink back in 07, 08 when Jameson first introduced us to his cheesecake, and he was like, "You gotta let it cool down." And I was like, "The devil is alive."
We didn't let nothing cool down.
No, sir.
I don't even like hot cheesecake. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But you're the only one that I've eaten and will eat with hot
Cheesecake.
So, yeah.
Well, that changed my life. I always ate cold cheesecake, and then when I tried it hot, I was like, "What is this?" The devil has
Heaven on a plate.
this is wrong.
Man, say it again.
This is and it's so right.
Right.
So man, I wanted to just have y'all on the show together, not just because we got the stuff set up, but because it's a situation where I get to talk about just pretty much whatever for the next couple of minutes while we're killing some more time. And so let me ask you guys this: how has life been? I'm over here blocking my face. Sorry about that, people on YouTube. How has life been with your daughter? And now it's being 3 of y'all. How has that been, just in general?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, since she turned 3, chaotic. Since she turned 3, there's definitely stages to it. But it has been absolutely wonderful. It's probably the hardest transition that I've ever been through. Is becoming a wife, but then becoming a mother as well.
A mother as well.
Something that you're absolutely not prepared for.
Okay.
But it's been great though.
How's it been, Ray, being a husband and being part of that transition? Because as they would say when she's pregnant, you did that to her.
Oh yeah, I did it.
You the pappy.
Need a pappy.
I'm happy. So it was definitely a change for the better. I have 2 women in my life now to take care of, to be a better person for.
Okay.
And it was. So when she was born, it was a little weird because I was doing a rewrite at work, spending a ton of time. Like literally, this is how it went. We went in that Thursday evening, because we had to induce Erica. Went in that Thursday evening. They they waited Friday. Charlie didn't come, so they started induction. I think that's the proper term.
I don't think so, but we're gonna go with
Okay,
that for
well,
the sake
you know.
of the story.
Wait a minute. Shout out to Tiffany Watkins out there, Dr. Tiffany Watkins. We need you here for this moment.
Whatever the proper term
Pretty sure that
is
wasn't it, Tip.
to induce her. Look here, okay. I ain't gonna tell you where I graduated from, but y'all know where I graduated from. Don't judge me.
I should hook up Alexa real quick so that we can ask Alexa on the, that's who going to run, that's going to be my podcast assistant going forward is Alexa.
God.
Okay,
So,
well, we'll do that. But they induced Erica on Friday. Charlie was born at night. So that Friday night, Saturday morning, and you know, it was a little weird complication in the hospital that was weird. Sunday came home and I went back to work Monday.
Wow.
Like I was putting in overtime. Like 1 month I had 300 hours of overtime.
1 month?
Yes.
300 hours overtime?
So
Wait a minute. Shout out for that. Let's clap that up for that check that he got there, people. Let's clap that check. Let's support that check.
look at Uncle Sam took
look.
most of it.
And then Charlie took the other half.
Right.
Shout out for Erica and Charlie getting that other half. That's what we talking about. We gonna celebrate somebody getting paid.
But it was, at times I felt helpless.
That's a lot. That's a lot of working though, for real. That's a lot.
Not only because I couldn't be there, but it would be times where I missed out on learning the routine.
I got you. Like how the diapers changing goes, how the formula goes, or not the formula, but that's what all the feeding
the
and
routine, what each cry meant,
What goes where?
Yeah.
And I still struggle with that at times, but it still didn't stop me. And even with Erica going through some things, and again I felt hopeless and helpless at times.
Yeah.
But with Charlie growing, and she's a beautiful spirit. She's goofy like her mama. Primarily her mama, because her mama real goofy.
Really?
Okay.
Shameless plug. Okay.
we gonna. I just had to change the camera back to me because I didn't want y'all see him getting slapped. Now that's out the way, we can go back.
I did it with grace, if you guys mind.
Right. But she's a beautiful spirit. Erica's a beautiful spirit, beautiful wife, beautiful mother. That I think we hear all the time about moms and how great they are. They are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're superheroes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
They are a praying wife and a praying mother. Is nothing can beat it.
No man, clap that up right there for the spirituality, Christianity, and there.
So I know she prayed for me, even in moments where she needed prayer.
Wow.
During that time. And going forward, I pray that I can be a role model for Charlie and for my wife, and
it's kind of like your perspective changes, right? It kind of has to.
Yeah.
Because me and Torrance taking care of each other. We didn't have anyone else to really focus on or take care of the way that we do Charlie. Because even taking care of each other, of your spouse, that's work in itself. And so throwing in, another life that you have absolutely no idea what to do with. Charlie did not come with a book of instructions. So you kind of have to shift your perspective.
Yeah.
And to focusing on what you decide, what you pray to God for, and then brought into your life.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. That's what I always talk about. We were talking about family recently in my church and in our Sunday school, and just the gift that family is, and the blessing to be, have a wife, the blessing to have the ability to be productive and to produce produce not only children, but birth ideas together, and that sort of incubator that your home can be. So you guys are talking about just that, and just that whole transition into now the family. You were already a family when you got married, but now that the children are there, your child is there. So what has been one of the things that you've seen her do that reminds you of each other? You talked about some of the goofiness that your daughter does, like, because you begin to see yourself in her at some point, right?
Do you have yours? Because I have mine right this second. Do you have yours?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I'm sorry first. I've never seen a person, aka my wife, just wake up, no matter time of day, she will wake up with a smile on her face.
Yeah.
And Charlie will do, once you, good morning, Charlie. She wake up and she got this little grin on her, little goofy grin. Like, that is Erica through and through.
Wow.
Like, just the waking up every morning. Like, I'll wake up and I ain't gonna say I'm grumpy, but I ain't smiling hard. Like,
Mine definitely would have to be like Charlie. She has all this is Torrance, all of this, and then especially when she has her pout face when she's mad, like, and she'll down like this. All I see is Torrance right here. It is the absolute funniest. It's the cutest thing. But to me, that makes me look at Torrance because she doesn't look like either of us. Everybody says that she looks like Torrance.
Some maybe look like me.
But me being me, I can't say it. I think she'll be me.
I didn't want to say nothing, but yeah, she looks just like you, Torrance.
I'm the pappy.
You the
But
man.
I'm like, okay, well, if there's any convincing is when she gets that pout face. It's so funny. It's so cute.
Them Simmons jeans.
All the way through.
I got you. That's always the best part. I mean, I know with my goddaughter, shout out to little Allie Gibbs back home, and not back home, but like, where we at, for people who know where we at. She is just adorable. She's the same way. I'll be looking at her and seeing these little quirky pieces of her personality begin to emerge, and she's 7 now, and I just remember those moments where I'm like, there's a person there. That's a person. That ain't no little baby. That's a person. That's a little person there doing that. And so I always wanted to hear that from the parents' perspective, because I know that's got to be a great moment where you're like, yeah, you got that from your mama, or you got that from your daddy.
Charlie is, she's something else, man. But she is probably the kindest 3-year-old I've ever met. And I swear I'm not just saying that because she's my kid. Because, I mean, if your kid's nice, I'm going to say it. If your kid's bratty, I'm going to say it, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But Charlie's probably the kindest kid that I've met. Genuinely kind. She asks every single day, how was your day, Mommy? How was your day, Daddy? And then she doesn't stop there. She's like, what did you do today? Like, homegirl goes into it. Like, she does that deep dive in. And
that's that culture and conversations, talent right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, asking, interviewing y'all on y'all day. Like, we're going to sit down and talk about this, Mama. Right. Unpack that.
Right.
I mean, she wants to know everything, and she's looking at you like with genuine interest. Right. It's absolutely amazing. And the example that stands out in my mind the most, we went to the park, and so we're going down the slide. It was actually big enough for me to go down. It was a double slide. So I squeezed it in there, and so I'm acting like I'm afraid to go down the slide. She went down already, and she said, Mommy, you don't have to be scared.
Oh, wow.
I'll help you. Homegirl ran around and went, climbed the full slide and helped me and held my hand. She's like, are you ready? So she just walked me through this process of telling me I don't have to be scared.
Wow.
And it almost brought tears to my eyes because I'm just like, what a blessing it is to have such a kind and sweet soul.
And fearless child saying,
Well, I ain't going to say she's fearless because we call her
Safe Sally.
Safe Sally.
Shout out to Maddie James.
Safe Sally.
Safe Sally for sure.
Nice.
Her god sister that we call them Thelma and Louise, Brick and Frack. She will jump off the stairs, and Safe Sally has the rail walking down the stairs.
Yeah, she's like, not.
Both of them getting down the stairs, but they approach.
She's like, Maisie, you can do that how you want, but no, I'm gonna take these nice, polite stairs down.
But see, that's how our parents raised us, right? Oh, don't go get no doctor bill because they ain't got no money to take you to the doctor. Like, how many times they kept us from breaking something? Like, look, you better sit yourself down because they ain't got no money to take you to the doctor. Like, Mom, I'm just gonna walk to the kitchen. You better walk safe.
You better be safe walking.
That's it. That's
so
it.
Just saying, so we haven't had to worry about any medical bills in that capacity.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's cool, man. Let me ask y'all this, man. What is your hope for her? I always ask parents that. And let me tell you kind of why I'm doing this episode too. Now that it just hit me, I can sound all woke. I love talking about family. I'm serious, man. I love talking about family, and especially black families and black love, because we don't have we had an image of what the black family could be, whether it's sensationalized in certain negative ways or certain idealized views like the Cosby Show was. Now we don't have any of that, other than the negative stuff, because the Cosby Show, they done canceled it, right? That's all the way out of here.
Wait a minute, before you go any further, I feel ups with the Cosby Show.
Okay.
I can separate Heathcliff
That character.
I guess.
and
Bill.
the actual person.
I got you. No, I'm with you. I love Heathcliff, but Bill, he be tripping.
Yeah. Really tripping.
But I want to always use this platform to always talk about black family in a positive light. So you guys are, black love, as they would say. Shout out to all the woke women out there who love black love hashtags. I see you. If you're single, holla at me.
Shoot your shot, boy.
Yeah. So what's your hopes for Charlie though? In all seriousness, like, what's your hope for your child? I don't know how far ahead y'all thought about her life, but what's some of the things that you guys have in mind that you hope that she accomplishes?
So I'm not going to say, and I may get in trouble for this. I'm not going to say a college grad, because I think we push the idea of college so much because it was kept away from us. But college isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
I want her to be successful in whatever she wants to do. I want her to be an entrepreneur. Whether it's on a small, medium, or large scale. If college is that route,
that's what you're saying. That avenue, she gets exposure to that stuff. Yeah.
Then she can, but it's a lot of successful people, small, medium, and large, that are not college graduates.
Sure.
So I don't want her to check a box just because that's the right thing to do.
The social expectation.
Right.
I don't want her to feel like she has to check these boxes because society says this is what you need to do. She is already on the path of free thought. Just the way she approaches problems, stuff like that. That's what I want to keep pushing.
We ain't talking about that Kanye West free thought. We talking about like real free thought. Like,
Okay.
we have to qualify it. Like, MAGA. Like, what, baby? What?
Wait, she can just recognize the S and tell me the sound. Like, we're there. We're at that thought.
Right.
She can solve little problems.
But yeah, that would be my expectation. Yes.
I want her first to be a God-fearing woman. I want her to grow up deep in her faith and just keep God first in all of her decisions. I'm with Torrance, definitely. I'm not going to push college on her, but what's your plan? I do want her to definitely have that, and not to be like a jerk to people. Just be nice, and be nice, be kind, be firm, be sure. Affirm who you are.
Yeah.
But if anything, I just want her to be a very, very confident woman in Christ.
Cool. I mean, I think that's always a good start. Is that you want your children to have some type of a foundation spiritually, and then that helps them build the character to pursue whatever their dreams are. Because I don't care what it is she does, whether it's like you said, entrepreneurship, whether she goes to college and she takes a more of a zigzag approach. How you treat people along the way, that's gonna be at every step of the way. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, with that in mind, have you guys thought about what life's gonna be when she leaves home for the first time? Have you thought that far ahead? Like man, we gonna be back out here. Okay, you have.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Do you know
was
how
it,
many years we have?
okay, was it Pops?
Okay.
The Johnson and Ball dance?
Yes. The Johnson and Ball
Yes,
dance.
I understand.
Yes.
Why he man?
Yes.
And
Yes.
she
I
is
understand.
a hater. Yes, she is. I know that I have not, and not just so that you can, do the dance, but no, I just have not.
Shoot.
If anything, I'm just trying to make sure she makes
Bow,
it
chicka,
before.
wow, wow.
If it is, my goal is that she makes it before.
That's that black love.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think one thing, and I will credit Erica for this, we don't forget about us
Hey, that's good. That's good.
with Charlie. And there are some parents, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not here to crap on anybody's parenting style, but
This works for us.
some people forget about their spouse and themselves and go 138% into their kids.
That's not great. That I get what you're saying. You're being indifferent towards not being judgmental, but to your point, you got to maintain the foundation of the
Exactly.
family.
Right, exactly.
So I want her to see that we not only love her, but we love each other.
Right.
That
Right.
we do things, and
That's huge.
Yeah.
May, I hate the month of May as much as I love it,
Okay.
because it's her birthday, our anniversary, and Mother's Day.
Nice. Yeah. That's a lot of family stuff in that that month.
I.e. a lot of money to spend.
And in
is
a
what
few
he's actually
years,
saying.
it's
That's what
probably
he's
going to be
saying.
a graduation month as well. I already did that one
You
too.
did the math on that one, yeah.
No, I already went through that. 'Cause
Oh.
somebody graduated in the month of May on top of all that. So, but we make sure that we enjoy ourselves. So I think when she leaves, yeah, it'll be, we'll be we miss Charlie.
No doubt.
But we will also just kind of, the transition won't be extremely hard because we hadn't taken everything we got and just completely poured it into her.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we selfish, but we
It's
made
balance.
I am.
Okay, Erica's selfish.
Okay.
But with that, she made sure that we enjoy each other. That Erica can stay Erica, Torrance can stay Torrance, and we as a family can be together.
No
doubt. Yeah. After she leaves, it's only going to be a small part to feel, as opposed to a huge. We're not feeling the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I know for me, I was surprised about when we left home, me and my brother left home. My dad was serenading my mom in the house, pouring wine and stuff for her. And I
All
said,
right
I said, okay, Frank, I see you out here in these streets and in these sheets, apparently. And
What kind of dance?
yeah, bound chicken wow. And what got me though, you said it's important that your daughter sees y'all loving each other, because it helps put it in perspective where, one, it helps her understand what love looks like, what healthy love looks like, what her father's love looks like for her mother, what her mother's love looks like for her father. So she understands how to build her frame of reference about relationships, because that has implications for how she will see men who approach her going forward.
Exactly.
And I know with my parents, it's like when I heard
Buy a
that,
gun too.
that's it. That's what we're doing after this podcast. We're gonna get shotgun practice.
Oh my gosh.
I've already sworn myself to go help my daughter's father.
Oh yeah.
In the event that we have to.
Don't worry.
This is really, so you know what I'm saying. In the event we have to go and move dirt.
Right. My friendship requires bail money or character witness.
That's it.
Bam.
That's it. And I got ammo.
Oh,
so.
I'm sorry.
But it's cool. We good. But so just know that, right? So we strapped.
But you were saying
But-
she knows
Yes.
what love looks like.
And now I understand where some of these things come from in me, because my dad, there's a reason why I have it in my head from someplace that when I entertain company, especially in a romantic sense, that I like to have wine and food and serenade and all this stuff, comes from my dad. Like that's a part of who he is. But I never saw that growing up as a kid because they kept that part kind of tucked away, right? They never,
Really?
they just weren't. Yeah, my parents weren't affectionate towards each other publicly. Like that was a weird thing. I never heard them tell each other they loved each other when we grew up and stuff like that. So in my household, I tell people all the time I love them. Like I'm really emphatic about saying I love you publicly and just being very affectionate with a lot of PDA and stuff like that.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, that I think that does make a difference.
Sure.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
For me, I think dealing with Charlie and Erica, I never knew my biological father like that. My grandfather was the male figure in my life.
Yeah.
And I saw the love he gave my grandmother, the things he did. He took me under his wing and gave me the rite of passage into manhood.
That's huge.
But it's one of those things where the absentee of my biological father makes me make sure I'm there for not only Charlie, but to be a good husband.
Yeah.
I think, also, I mean, kind of tagging on to what Torrance was saying, both of us are from broken homes in a sense, right?
Okay.
Without having the mother and the father present in the house.
No doubt.
I was and am very blessed to have my father, and especially how he's in my life. But I still didn't have that. I still didn't see that display of love, between a husband and a wife. How mom and dad, how they're supposed to be. So me and Torrance are just winging this thing, really.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And just trying to take whatever little pieces we can get, whatever fragments we can get from our past. And if they apply, then apply them to make it work for us so that we can, be an example for Charlie in the best way that we think. And that we know how. It also helps that me and Torrance were friends first.
Yeah.
And we definitely established the friendship first before we moved on to, something romantic and then now where we are. I think that's always really important. And Charlie, I think she gets a sense of that, like this is mom and dad, but they're also, they're friends, or she feels safe coming to us, you know what I mean? So I think we've done a really good job of doing that. I think that's the main piece. You have to just kind of take fragments of what your experiences and put them together and see how they apply to you or how they can apply to your life.
Also, I just gotta say this. If you had a child with somebody and they just didn't work out to be your mate, it's okay. A lot of people try to stay together because of the baby.
Yeah.
And the hate.
That never works.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think at this stage, it's 2018. Like I would really, really think that 97% of people know that staying together for kids is just not the move. It's not the move.
No. And if okay, so it didn't work. Y'all go to separate ways. I hope men can step up and be fathers to their kids, and women don't I don't want to say bitter, but have venom in them to.
I mean, that's kind of saying how you were like, you hope that fathers step up to be father figures. Moms, we need to step up too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And allow men to work. One thing I love that I see on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, photos of I'm the father, I'm the mother, I'm the stepfather, I'm the stepmother. And you got a blended family that makes it work. That's ideal.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I don't want people to think, and Eric and I, we talk all the time. We talk with friends, we talk with older people we respect.
Yeah, you got to have that war council.
For sure.
That, what we have may be ideal society in society's eyes, but it's okay to be a stepfather, a stepmother, have the biologicals in there, and the four of y'all raise the
children.
Child or
Right.
children. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like
That
it's
takes another that takes it to, I think that you have to have a whole nother kind of love or another kind of patience.
right in
To be able to make that dynamic work.
right. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Well, no, I really don't. Adults need to be adults.
That's it, man. That's it.
Point period.
Yeah, that's
Adults
it.
need to be adults. We can be adults about this thing. Erica and I, we talk about it. And one thing before we got married, my cousin who married us asked in counseling, what is the absolute thing that will say, all right, we're gonna divorce.
That's your deal breaker. What's your deal breaker?
And neither one of us could come up with one.
That's good.
But we did talk. If we had a family and it just couldn't work out,
How are you going to handle it?
could we still be friends? And could we do what needed to be done? Because we brought somebody into this world that didn't ask.
That's true. That's true.
And I think her parents are a great example of it. Like her dad was always around. Her mom, of course, is always around. If they get together, her mom and her dad, it's not they going at each other. Like they still show love because they had a life together at one point in time. They made a child together, and Erica sees that. So it's one of those things where in 2018, 19, and going forward, let's be adults, especially when it comes to children.
No doubt.
I know men got to step up in some cases, but women also got to allow that as well. So I ain't gonna just put it on the men or the women, but let's be adults.
Let's all be adults.
Let's all be adults. That's all I gotta say about that.
I think I think that's real because, we've had these different conversations, me and my friends, about relationships and marriage. And I know for me, when I went through my divorce, that was one of the things I was hell-bent on getting right the next time, is just figuring out what is the perspectives I need to make sure I'm bringing into a relationship, instead of just getting caught up in, all the eye candy and the feelings and emotions and all that stuff, but really strategically thinking like, okay, what are some of the perspectives I need to carry into it? And yeah, co-parenting in the event that the relationship doesn't work, that's a huge perspective you got to develop. And also, I think it goes back to what you were saying about just being adults. It's not about the relationship anymore in terms of you and the other person, but it's about the child.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
men, we have to make sure we're stepping up, because it really looks bad when you constantly see the same narrative over and over again of black men not being in their children's lives. And whether you come from a family where there's a divorce that's taking place, if you are an intentional and conscientious father, then you can make an impact on your children's lives and help lessen the blow that could come from a divorce if you would only take that time and overcome some of the silliness. So it's always good to see working examples of that.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's perfect,
Right.
but it's a working example. At least it gets you somewhere, right?
Right.
Right.
what is it that you hope for your relationship going forward as married people? Like what's your future casting around the Simmons clan? Like what do you guys, I heard the bottom chicka wow wow is a part of it, right? But in all seriousness, like what's your plans, your goals, what's some things y'all got working on? I don't know.
I can be candid, right?
B.
All right. It's still the process is still there, right? We've been married for 8 years, but
It's been that long, man.
right,
Yeah.
but it's kind of still there, just because we met when I was 22. I married when I was 25. Like so much has changed from then to now, right? So like my ideas and my ideals are different. You know, the way I process things are different than I was 22. Thank the Lord. But it's you know, it's just
We all have grown.
oh my gosh, right? So you know, we actually had this conversation maybe yesterday or the day before. It was just, you know, we went into our marriage, you know, for love, of course, but we didn't really set clear goals and clear expectations the way that we're trying to establish now.
Yeah.
Right. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what works and what goals that we want to obtain as 33 and 35, you know, and now with Charlie in the picture, you know, so to me, there's no definitive answer for that question because every time you reach it, it's like you definitely need to make another goal. It doesn't necessarily need to be higher. Just another one, you know, it just needs to be another one and different, and one that is definitely conducive to your relationship.
So y'all are so at least I think that is something to take out of that, though. Y'all are planning to plan.
Yeah,
That, you know what I mean?
and you have to,
yeah.
right? You have to plan.
Intentionality.
Very much so.
I like that.
Very much so. And we, you know, like I said, even though we've been married for 8 years, we still learning. You know, and we're still trying to figure things out. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, definitely. One thing, I'm gonna be honest. People see us and say, "Y'all have a great relationship." We are great friends. She is a wonderful wife, a beautiful mother.
Say that again, dog. Go ahead.
Beautiful
Let's work
mother.
that. There we go.
Wonderful wife.
Okay, let's clap that up one time right there. Clap that up. Just what I'm saying. Okay.
But we have our issues.
Yeah.
Just like
Opportunities. Y'all have your opportunities. That's how we say in the business world. Y'all have your opportunities of things y'all can do.
okay,
like
so
y'all can improve.
So I ain't
like
gonna
it.
dress it up. I'm gonna say it for the comment post. We have our issues. All right. I don't want people to think, well, what kind of opportunities they got? What they finna make money? No, we have issues. But one thing that I think helps us, we always had a line of communication.
No doubt.
No matter what, if we get to a crossroad and we bumping heads, and it's going to happen, no matter friendships. You and I can attest to this. When we were living in Hilton Head.
Oh, yeah.
We was going through it. We were bumping heads, and then one of us had to say, "Look, step back. Hey, man, we better than this. We met in 6th grade. We've been great friends. We better than this."
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
And we all want the same
Now I want to
thing.
know who was the bigger person.
I don't remember.
I think it's kind of a mutual thing. I can't because I don't remember it being like an explicit conversation.
Yeah.
But I just know it was like guys, like we just figured it out.
Right,
You know?
and that's honest.
Because
and
it's so simple,
It
yeah.
may have been Jameson that I remember. No, I remember Jameson saying, talking about it later, saying that, man, we were going at it because it was a time where I would do something and Jameson would be like, "Why you doing that?" He would do something. I'd be like, "Man,
Why are you doing that?
And we had to step back and go, we're better than this and figure it out. So in a relationship, it's never going to always be 50-50. And I think that's a societal thing, or
It just sounds good.
For sure.
that's a romantic thing
Yeah.
of
Right.
Romantic
everything's
idea.
always 50-50.
Don't believe the hype, kids. believe the hype.
Don't believe that.
Don't believe it.
With anything, with being a parent, with being a spouse, it's never going to be 50-50. At the end of the day, when it all weighs out, it may get to 50-50, but while you're in it, sometimes somebody's low and you have to carry more,
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
and vice versa. Sometimes you have to lose to win. I tell men all the time, you only get how many? Two wins a year? Choose them wisely.
Yeah.
Two ladies, too.
That's it.
So sometimes you got to lose to win. Yesterday we were trying to figure something out, and we were saying the same words. It was insanity because we were saying the exact same words, expecting a different understanding.
Yeah.
And I stopped.
What I said is, I want hot sauce on my chicken wings. Let me say it again, because you didn't hear me the first time. I want hot sauce.
You want pepper. So what you're saying is you want pepper?
Pepper.
Right.
That's what you say. You basically want pepper sauce.
I know. Yeah.
So
at that point, you're talking to each other, not you're talking at each other, not to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So I stopped. And I said, how should, let's take 11 years off the table. 11 years of assumption off the table. How should, or show me how to do X for you. 11 years of assumptions, and because I think we get in a habit, we've been married 8, 11, assuming they should know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why I gotta tell you this again?
Right.
They should know. And I think that's one of those things where you have to be honest with yourself, honest with each other, but have that line of communication, that foundation of friendship ahead of time, and know that I'm gonna say this. We went back to a point in time. We were in a horrible accident, and I said, "This is the point in time where I can tell you changed as a person. I'm not gonna say you changed because of the accident, but this is a reference point in time where I noticed you changed as a person.
Checkpoint.
It wasn't that she changed for the better or for the worse, but she changed from who I met when she was 22, when she was 22 to 25. And going back to that made me realize I've been trying to approach this as though she was that 22 when obviously she changed as 25, and then
Time. There's growth in time.
Yeah, I was saying.
not only that,
Charlie was
but
born.
Charlie was born. We've moved twice since being married.
Just a lot happened trying to keep that same mind frame.
Yeah, you finished
So-
she's finished her degree.
Yes,
You know.
she graduated college. She got back into college. She graduated college, and it finally one of those things, those aha moments of. That's why let's clear 11 years of assumptions off the table, and we had a great 2, 3, 4 hour conversation after that, and moved even further
Down the road. Yep.
down the road in our relationship.
You got to talk. I think, the biggest takeaway that I took from yesterday, and it was great, was that we talked, like, very candidly, honestly. If you can't be candid and honest with your spouse, who can you be? If your spouse can't check you, you don't want nobody. You don't want a random person checking you.
that's true.
You know what I mean? You ready to fight.
Nobody with an investment. Yeah.
So you gotta open your mouth for sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also, I see so many people doing this. If you argue, and I can count on one hand, quote unquote, our arguments. We have a lot of disagreements, but our arguments. When we argue, we never argue to hurt each other. So, in a relationship, this is somebody that you share deep, dark secrets with.
They know everything.
They know a lot of stuff. They may not know everything.
But they know enough to.
They know enough to come back and.
They know the nuclear launch codes.
Exactly. but Jay, it goes back to what we said in the beginning. We were friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you never want to, especially the way that I treat my friends and I cherish my friendships. I never want to intentionally hurt my friend.
That's true. That's
you
real.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
real.
like, why would I intentionally hurt my spouse, my husband? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, friends are fleeting, yes. But your spouse, you made that covenant. So, like, why in the world would I want to hurt him as my friend, him as my husband, him as the father of my beautiful child?
That's
like,
right.
and just, you know what I'm saying? Just in all the different areas, like, why would I even want to hurt him? That's not the move either.
That's it. That's
A
it.
lot of people got to get out of that too.
That's it. No, that's real. I mean, I know for me, when I went to I guess I went to therapy. I think it was this year. Was it this year? I went to therapy sometime.
Okay.
You know, shout out to my therapist. I can't call her name because, you know, but you know how that is. But shout out to you. You if you ever see this,
No, call it third therapy.
Therapy works.
yeah, it does work.
It's wonderful.
It is.
Go take care of your mind.
I'm just saying, you know, and she was very helpful and just helping me understand just what you got done saying, Erica. Like, it's not about hurting people, and not to say that I was, you know, trying to hurt people,
Right.
but understanding that there's an objective here that we're trying to understand each other, not be right. And that's something that's a hard thing for me because I'm an analytical person. You know what I mean? I'm in technology, so my mind is kind of geared to being absolute, like, hey, 1 and 0, and that's it. There's no in between. But when you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a relationship or a marriage, it's about perspective.
Right.
And that's where perspective's different. I don't see why you like that or don't like that, but I respect you as my significant other that you do have that preference.
Right.
And that's something I know I struggle with, so that's good to hear you guys kind of
To
bring your
speak
perspective to that.
perspective thing, we went when we were in Macon. We went to this workshop with Art and
Go ahead.
Art and Vern. And one of the things that stuck out, it was two people. It was this picture, two people, and there was a 6 or 9 on the floor.
I remember that picture. I've seen that picture a couple times. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Perspective.
Perspective. And that's why I think having a conversation, understanding men and women talk 2 different languages.
yeah.
Men are, whatever you say, that's 9 times out of 10 what men gonna hear.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got some underlying meaning in there, we probably gonna miss it. I don't care how long we've been together, we gonna miss it.
And understanding that the perspective isn't wrong. The different perspective.
Exactly. That's the hardest part.
It's not wrong. Just because you see the 6 and I see the 9.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Bound chicka wow wow, and then y'all can go and move on from that. I'm just saying.
Hey.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
There's more. We have
Just,
bigger.
just realize you see the 6, and I see the 9.
But
That's all I'm saying.
Thanks for
Just
listening
put
to
it-
everybody.
That's it.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm going to sign off now.
But
Your perspective is absolutely not wrong.
I'm just saying it's not wrong.
and
And-
sometimes,
and if you can share that perspective, it can be a whole lot of fun.
It can.
That's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
asking, especially in an argument, I've done this before. What did you hear me say? Because I'll say something
Yeah.
and she will hear something totally different.
I'm gonna give y'all this one. I stole this from TD Jakes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this like it's mine.
Okay.
So
On Rev.
women feel what you said. Men hear what you said. Now, that's the Jameson Smallwood spin on that. The way TD Jakes said it, men think through things and women feel through things.
I can absolutely agree with
Yes.
that.
Yeah, and that blew my mind when he said
Absolutely.
that. You know,
Yes.
and it's not that. And let me say this, though. And this is where I want to make sure because I don't want to offend anybody. And even if I did, I don't care. But I'm not intentionally trying to offend anybody.
Right.
We, and both are okay.
Yes.
That emotional intelligence that women have, that EQ of feeling through the problem, that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
But at the same time, that rigid sort of logical
Exactly.
or logician perspective we bring to it as men.
that a word?
Logician, yeah, that's a word.
Okay.
I just.
Okay, well, that's going in the.
In the bank. That's in the bank.
Probably be using it wrong.
I'm just not. It's it. Logician, a person who does logic. You know, but yeah, that perspective we bring there, that's right too, and it's okay. And both of those things can really work well together. Because I know the women I've had in my life when they tell me when they say something like, "Hey, this is how I feel," or "This is what I felt." That stuff be gold, man, if I listen to it and pay attention to it. And then sometimes they come to me and say, hey, what do you think? Right? Like they'll ask me what I think. And sometimes when she says, how do you feel? Sometimes that's where we as men kind of get our brains scrambled because we're programmed to respond with how we think.
Not only that, but men, I think through society, we've turned off or been told to turn off emotion.
Turn that feeling off. Because, we've been told that. You're right?
But y'all know where that originated from, though. Y'all know the origin of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
Okay.
Y'all already know the
You
origin.
can't be running around the slave plantation overreacting.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That is definitely, that's another podcast.
That's another
but
podcast.
You know where that originated from.
But yeah, like sometimes we have to, as men, say it's okay to have a feeling because we're human.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, we're gonna approach the problem totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her this yesterday, and I tell her this all the time. She's a free spirit, and I'm very rigid, logical. So she floating off, and I'm on the ground.
You're a logician.
I'm a logician.
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 There we go.
Low.
Let me. We're gonna Google that while we continue this conversation.
But like I have to bring her down to earth sometimes, and she has to pick me up.
Ooh, let's say it again. Say that again.
I have to bring her down to earth sometimes, and she has to pick me up.
That's it.
Did I say that?
You said it.
I said that.
You said that there. You
So-
said that.
If you find, and the Bible say when a man find a wife, he found a good thing.
That's good thing. Good thing.
That's my good thing right there.
All right, I hear that now. I hear that. I think that's where we're gonna wrap this conversation up, guys. So let me thank y'all for being a part of
Thank you.
of the Culture and Conversations Experience, the Sit Down Volume 4, Episode 4. So yeah, now I'm kind of glad that we did 2 of these.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And we should do another one down the road.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
yeah, we definitely we want to. I got to get more people over for these kind of things, you
I'm
know.
always down to talking about relationships and black love and
Cool.
Black people go to therapy
politics
too.
and
That's it.
like take care of your mind, guys.
Yeah.
For real.
It's okay. I mean, just go to therapy.
Right.
Now, you
You're
know.
not crazy, but you
No.
will get crazy if you don't talk it out.
That's
Like,
it.
For real.
That's it. And do like I did. Go and look up your therapist online ahead of time and see that she's a beautiful sister. And then you don't mind sitting there for an hour talking to her.
That matters, man. I don't
just
care
saying.
what nobody say. Dr. Joe is fine.
I'm just saying.
She fine.
Man.
Is all I'm saying. So
She's 60 and fine.
she's 60 and fine. So me and Torrin sitting on the couch like, ooh, okay. Both of us.
Right.
Thanks, Jay. This is great.
Yeah. You guys be good.